Hi, I'm Paul Butler, principal of Bangor High School, and I have Jack Cutting. He's a sophomore at Bangor High. And we're here to share and tell the story about Jack's accomplishment as an Eagle Scout in the construction of a Bangor High School administration sign out front that was completed last summer.
Last spring, summer, yeah,
And
yeah,
so the origin of the story is actually really interesting. And in a moment of serendipity, I was talking to the assistant principal, Mr. Reed, about wanting to have a new administration sign out front, and shared that Mr. Reed shared that he was an Eagle Scout. Maybe that could be an Eagle Scout project. As luck would have it, I met Jack's mom
yeah,
at the next day's open house. She shared with me in our conversation that Jack was an Eagle Scout
yeah.
or looking to do an Eagle Scout project. Things lined up and had a relationship with Jack. So Jack's now a sophomore. How do you like Bangor High School?
It's a great school. I love it. I'm taking a lot of high classes, which is really good. It's challenging, and yeah, I just like it.
So you've been a lifelong Boy Scout, culminated with your Eagle Scout project. Tell me
Yeah.
about your experiences as a Boy Scout.
Well, I remember I joined actually Cub Scouts in like I think I was in first grade or so, and like one of my friends, no, actually a lot of my friends were kind of in it, and I just kind of heard about this thing. I was like, hey, might as well join. Um, and then I just kind of started getting into it. Like we did a lot of fun activities. Like I remember went down to the fire station once and kind of had a tour of that and like a whole bunch of fun stuff. And then we went out to Camp Roosevelt, and that was nice. And I just kind of really got into it.
Uh-huh.
And then Boy Scouts came along, and it was a completely different thing. I mean, like I remember going out the first time without my mom, like
Hmm.
camping and stuff like that, and then finally being able to like we would like go out like just this summer we went out to the Allagash.
Hmm.
We had like a high adventure trip, and it's just Boy Scouts is so much more fun than
So it is. I know there's the whole Boy Scout element of being outdoors and self-sufficient and
yeah,
progressing through challenges and meeting them. And the ultimate challenge is the Eagle Scout project.
yeah.
So how does that come about the scouting tradition that a student arrives to at picking a project that is important? How does that happen?
Well, a lot of times, like the scout would go out into the community, and just kind of try and find something that he feels needs to be done, and like just try like ask around. Like a lot of my friends go out to like ecological um, like areas and stuff like that, and like they help out and they clean up the forest and stuff
Right.
like that. Um, and then, but like I was trying to look for my Eagle project, and I wanted to do something with like maybe like I was thinking about somewhere where I spend my summer doing something over there, but that wouldn't have been as convenient. And then my
We
mom
had the
talked
chance
to
to
you.
meet. Yeah,
Yeah, my mom
yeah.
talked to you, and I thought, hey, this is great because I mean it's something to do with my school. I can, um, it's just a great opportunity. I thought.
So, how in a scout project is it typical for a scout to build something? How common is that, or is it all are most of the projects about completing a task that might not end with something like a sign or something along those lines?
I think most of the scout projects involve like some kind of building. Like a lot of them have like they clean something up, but they also would build like a kiosk or something
Hmm.
like in an ecological area. And then a
Right.
lot of people would build like picnic tables somewhere. Um,
Something to do with that outdoor theme of
yeah,
being a scout in the wild frontier,
yeah,
so to
yeah,
speak. Did you? I remember early on. There's a pretty detailed process where you show how in writing and in your planning how it reflects leadership and how
yeah.
the project in whatever way you envision it, it betters whatever environment that it's put in.
Yeah, I think what they really want to show is, or they want you to show how you can, like throughout the your years of scouting, you've learned how to become a leader. You've learned how to
Right.
um, be able to like manage something like a big project like this. And then they also want to make sure that it's a good enough project that it's not like you're just um, doing something that's really easy just
Right.
to get the
So
project
this
done.
one was less ecological but important to you.
Yeah,
When you approach the idea, you seem to grab onto it
yeah,
and fit it into that goal of demonstrating leadership and seeing a project through and bettering
yeah.
someplace. What types of leadership would you say, if leadership is one of the big goals of scouting, the culminating experience of scouting the Eagle Project? in what way was your leadership challenged and exercised and improved through the sign project?
I think it was actually a way of leadership that was sometimes different from what other Eagle Scout projects are like, because they're more like directing your peers,
Right.
managing like, oh, you build this picnic table, you'll do this and this. Mine was more like managing. Like I had to go out and visit a bunch of different companies to get donations and like to set up like how it would be into the how the sign would be constructed.
Right.
And then we had to like I had to get permission from a lot of different groups, like the groundskeeper, Bangor High, the code enforcement office, Stay
Right.
Safe, and a lot of different. It was more like navigating the different systems than directing your peers.
And that's one thing, the way I've seen Jack really grow, and I don't think you'd be, I think you're okay with me sharing this with people, that in the outset, there was a ninth grade boy who navigated all these adult channels and all these sometimes complicated things about getting a project done, dig safe and architecture and my fussiness about what it looks like and how it's going to be placed. You navigated all those things really well, and you had a critical partner, didn't you, Jack, in Bucksport Monuments?
Yeah, Bucksport Monuments. They're a great company that like I just reached out to them once through Rogan's Memorials, and then they directed me to Bucksport Monuments,
Right.
which is kind of the is over that company.
Right.
And then I went up to visit him, and well, no, I talked to him on the with the phone first, and I introduced the project to him, and I had sent a portfolio to him earlier, and he said, "Yeah, we'll definitely be able to help you with this project." And I went up with them the next day, and he just kind of said, "Yeah, we'll be able to donate you the granite," which is amazing, because especially since like a sign like this could cost thousands of dollars. He's just, I'll be able to help you with that, and sandblast it and engrave it and anything you need.
Yeah, so
It's
you
really
you
helpful.
you applied your artistry to it.
Yeah.
But it started with you thought the application process for the Scouts was hard.
Yeah.
How about the rigors I put you through in writing up a formal proposal?
Yeah.
That was a good process, and you were a good sport with that, because there are things that we expect students to. I saw it as a learning opportunity for you.
Yeah. And
That it was really plant the seed and you ran with it, because you got a lot of skills, and I just saw it materialize over time where you were in the adult game really quickly, and that was really good to see. So you got to a point where you had navigated all the systems and the channels, and the design was done, and that was your design, and you mocked it up. You did a really good job of that. And
actually, I had some help with one of my friend's moms, who like really was like she was a graphic designer, and she like put it through a program just to figure out. It was actually for the portfolio that he gave me. It was just going to be like a conceptual idea, and that ended up being the idea for the sign. It was.
then we
really
went next level. I thought the cardboard mock-up was a critical step.
That was. Yeah.
So the sign is all designed. It's to spec. It's going to work. You got to a point where this thing's ready to be in the ground.
Yeah.
And what's that? I know you were dodging weather, and you had this. There was some folks. I know we have some pictures to go along with the story that helped you on the actual installation there. So just talk about the day of installation, and what went into coordinating that, and how it got done.
Well, like for a while, like once I had the actual sign was going to be built and stuff like that, and we'd figured everything out. We'd figure out a spot with it. And then we were looking ahead into the weather. It was going to be raining the day right after. Like we had a Saturday, and then we had a Sunday that was going to be like washout. So we figured out we need to have it this day. So we had to reach out to Mr. Downs at Bucksport Monuments and just, hey, is this going to be ready by then? He was like, yeah, sure, definitely. So then I had to reach out to the Scouts to make sure there'd actually be people there to help.
And is there the expectation on not every project ends with this is the day that it's going to be done, beginning to end, because there was on the day of installation before, and there was a blank patch of grass there. Yeah. And then by the end, there's a sign.
Yeah.
Not all projects probably come to that culmination point, but is there an expectation that in the end, someone from Scouts views the project and says, yes, this is as it was intended, and it meets the meets the criteria?
I think once they really approve like you have to fill in paperwork for that. Once they
Right.
approve that, you're good to go.
Yeah.
Although if they don't think it's good enough for the Eagle Board review, you kind of have to do another one. But
Yeah.
yeah, it's
So high
essentially-
stakes somewhat.
Yeah,
Yeah,
kind
you
of.
were pretty confident though. You've done a lot of work, and I know
Yeah, I
there were
feel
steps
like-
along the way
I
that
feel like it was.
you did such a good job that I think it was a no-brainer that
Yeah.
in the end it was going to pass muster.
Yeah.
So the day of the installation, I know that we're sharing some pictures. You had some support, some help, maybe some fellow scouts.
Yeah, actually, a lot of my troop showed up, and then it was really nice because a lot of them were for Bangor High School as well, or in the Bangor school system. And we just showed up, and there's this patch of grass there, and luckily we had like an engineer and some people from like who had worked on landscaping and stuff like that, who were able to say, well, maybe this is what you want to start with.
Right.
So we started off just like planning out the specs with like rocks on the grounds and stuff like that, where we had to build the holes. And then we had a power auger that one of my leaders had rented, which was definitely, without that, we wouldn't have been
You don't want to
able
do that
get
with
it
a
done.
shovel.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
definitely not. Especially because we started digging in the ground. We hitting all these rocks and stuff. We were hitting probably what was the hill was built on like old rocks and like fill and cement fill and stuff like that. So we were actually like a good deal late from what we thought the holes were going to be dug by, but eventually we got it all. We got all the holes dug. We got the insulation, the holes for like where the sign was going to go, and then we saw this giant boom truck drive up from Bucksport Monuments, and like they put they got the sign up, and like we were seeing it, like they kind of just took the crane around, set it down. Actually, it was a great moment.
Pretty exciting, right?
Yeah.
So all told, on the day of installation, you started early.
Yeah.
How long of a process was that? Was it a matter of 5 or 6 hours? Or?
Yeah, it was like 6 hours.
All told on the project, in all the time that you spent with me and navigating the channels of approval, communicating on the phone, coordinating the actual installation, how many hours would you say you had invested in it?
I think I put in the report it was like 100, in the hundreds.
Yeah. So in the end, I assume that you passed.
Yes, definitely.
And the sign out front really does look terrific. We have pretty high standards.
Yeah.
And I was, to be truthful, I approached it thinking I was probably going to need to nudge you a little bit on getting it up. And when I saw the mock-up and saw the quality of the design, it was fast line approval. Let's get it in the ground as soon as we can. It really dresses up the front of the school. And more so, as much as I love having a great sign out there, and it does an important function. We have a lot of people coming in. Where's Peaks? Where's administration? And navigationally, we tilted it at just the right angle, so a person driving up be able to see, and it reflects what I think a quality plan, quality kid, doing something that was important and in a high level way. So congratulations on that.
Thank you very much. Yeah.